Imagine this. It's 2009. You're 13 years old and just got home from school. You rush to your room, fire up the Xbox 360, and toss some pizza rolls in the microwave. As the familiar startup sound echoes through your room, you message your friends, "Get on, it's time." You jump into an MW2 lobby and the chaos begins. You're greeted by a wild mix of trash talk, kids claiming their dads work at Microsoft, and an endless stream of your mom jokes. But none of that phases you, because you're ready to dominate and drop a nuke on all of these idiots. Modern Warfare 2. It was Christmas time, December 2009, and my grandparents had just gifted me a game that I really didn't even want as a kid, MW2. At the time, I had just gotten an Xbox and was only interested in playing Halo 3. Little did I know that the game I held in my hands that day would become so much more than just a holiday gift. Shortly after popping in that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 disc, I was hooked. That moment sparked a huge bender of Call of Duty gameplay. I became obsessed with unlocking weapons, getting camos, prestiging, and chasing those elusive tactical nukes. From that point on, Call of Duty became a staple in my life, and I know I'm not alone. MW2 left an unforgettable mark on so many of us. The era was truly something special. But nowadays, when I log on, it's hard to find that same magic that made MW2 so legendary. The game is a shell of its former self, filled with hackers and often not populated outside of peak hours. We will never forget the friends and memories we made there along the way. It was unforgettable and, in my opinion, the greatest Call of Duty to ever exist. A lot of this nostalgia stems from the frustration with newer Call of Duty titles. The contrast between then and now is stark, and it's easy to see why so many of us hold these older Call of Duties in such a high regard. Many of the modern CODs are flavorless and boring. I speak for everyone when we were disappointed that there was no remastered multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2. Tomorrow, the new Modern Warfare 2 mod, H2M, will be coming out, and I'm hoping it's a good game. I figured now would be a good time to talk about the main question on my mind. What exactly made Modern Warfare 2 so special? Let's break it down. Before we dive into that, enjoy this TAR 21 gameplay with the last second nuke on Scrapyard. And don't forget to hit subscribe and like the video if you believe MW2 is the GOAT of all Call of Duty games. Number 1. Custom Overpowered Killstreaks. Before Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty had pretty straightforward killstreaks. In COD 4, you had the reliable trio of UAV, airstrike, and attack helicopter. World at War added a bit more flavor with the dogs. It was a cool killstreak, but it was still a fixed set of streaks. Then came Modern Warfare 2, and everything changed. For the first time, players could customize their killstreaks, allowing for a level of strategy and chaos that had never been seen before. From the classic UAV to the devastating AC-130, Modern Warfare 2 offered a variety of options that made each match unpredictable. Whether you wanted to rain down hell with a stealth bomber or Harrier, get a lucky streak with an emergency airdrop, or go for the ultimate game-ending flex with a tactical nuke, the possibilities were endless. And the best part? Killstreaks stacked, making it much easier to climb the ladder from one powerful streak to the next. It was just an absolute crap show in the best way possible. Total mayhem for those on the receiving end, but an absolute blast if you're dishing it out. You could support your teammates with UAV, counter UAV, and EMP, or go for the glory and end the game with the nuke. There were so many different ways to play it. This creative leap in gameplay not only made Modern Warfare 2 ridiculously fun, but also forever changed how killstreaks would be approached in future Call of Duty titles. It was groundbreaking at the time, and even today, it's not hard to look back and appreciate the impact it had on the franchise. The second thing that made Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 so special was what I call imbalanced balance. Call of Duty games today strive for a balanced weapons and gameplay, but Modern Warfare 2 did not. They embraced chaos with open arms. The UMP-45, which is just a submachine gun, could take down enemies in just 2 hits from across the map. The Barrett sniper rifle had lightning-fast aim-down sights, and the ACR basically was a laser beam with 0 recoil. And let's not forget the infamous noob tubes. Grenade launchers that could clear out entire rooms or take out people from across the map with ridiculous ease and a huge blast radius. Pair that with danger close and one-man army, and you can't lose. And not to mention the kill streaks, they're basically unstoppable once you get rolling. It wasn't that every weapon was overpowered. Everything was overpowered. From the UMP to the Barrett to the ACR to noob tubes, kill streaks, every tool in the arsenal could be game-changing. And paradoxically, that's what made it fair. The physics of MW2 was a testament to the idea that when everything is overpowered, the playing field is leveled by pure chaos. In a strange way, this imbalance created its own kind of balance. Everyone was wielding these godlike weapons, and everyone had an equal chance to wreak havoc. It was a high-stakes, high-reward game where the only rule was to out-crazy your opponents. And because of that, it was fair. Sir Isaac Newton said it best, and the idea encapsulated in his third law of motion, which states, "For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction." The philosophy of imbalanced balance gave Modern Warfare 2 its unique charm, making it one of the most memorable entries in the series. Number 3. Gamechat mayhem. One of the most iconic aspects of MW2 and maybe my favorite part of the game was the sheer chaos of the game chat. Back then, you did not have party chat to hide it. Nope. You were thrown straight into the fire and forced into game chat. Between rounds, lobbies would light up with trash talk, banter, and straight up mayhem. It was a free-for-all where anything went. Nowadays, you might get banned for just calling someone a loser, an idiot, but back then, people were completely unhinged. Threats against family members, claims of having dads who worked at Microsoft, never-ending barrage of your mom jokes were all just a normal day. It was beautiful in its own twisted way, a raw, unfiltered snapshot of the online gaming world before society became overall softer and more politically correct. Despite the chaos, there was a strange mutual respect among players. Sure, you might get roasted harder than your worst match, but at the end of the day, everyone was there for the same reason, to have fun and get lost in the madness of the game. It was an experience that you don't just get in today's sanitized gaming environments. It was a big part of what made this game legendary. Number 4. Controversy and campaign. Modern Warfare 2 wasn't just a game that pushed boundaries in multiplayer. It also took some serious risks in the campaign, sparking controversy that still gets talked about today. The most infamous moment? The No Russian mission. In this level, you play from the viewpoint of a terrorist participating in a brutal attack on civilians in an airport. It was shocking and deeply unsettling that caused a massive uproar with many questioning whether such content had any place in a video game. Yet, it also highlighted Infinity Ward's willingness to explore the darker sides of warfare, pushing players to confront the harsh realities of terror and violence. But the controversy didn't stop there. The campaign also depicted the White House and other iconic American landmarks being destroyed in an invasion. Seeing these symbols of American power reduced to rubble was intense, jarring, and eerily realistic. It captured a chilling vision of what a modern-day World War could look like, deeply resonating with players and critics alike. Modern Warfare 2's campaign wasn't just about shooting the bad guys. It was about making bold statements and asking tough questions about the nature of war in the modern world. It was a narrative experience that was not afraid to go to dark places and left a lasting impression on everyone who played it. Let's talk about trickshotting. One of the most unique and creative aspects of Modern Warfare 2 was the birth of trickshotting. While the game itself was filled with intense firefights and high-stakes moments, some players took it to the next level by turning sniping into an art form. Trickshotting involved pulling off an insane acrobatic shot that usually defied the conventional rules of combat. You would usually jump off of a high building and make a 360 or a 720 off a rooftop, mid-air no-scope, perfectly time a quickscope with a series of complex movements. Trickshotting almost became a subculture within the game. What made it so special was that it was a combination of skill, timing, and sheer creativity. It wasn't just about getting the kill. It was about doing it with style. Entire clans and communities formed around the pursuit of the perfect trick shots, and YouTube was flooded with montages showcasing these incredible feats. FaZe, Dare, Soar, and many other clans rose to fame. For many, trickshotting was the ultimate expression of mastery in this game, transforming what could have been just another single sniper kill into something much more memorable and shareable. The phenomenon extended the game's lifespan and added an extra layer of excitement to the game, giving players a new way to challenge themselves and entertain others. It was a testament to the depth and versatility of the mechanics, proving that even within the chaos of the game, there was creativity and flair. Another thing that was loved about Modern Warfare 2, going for nukes. One of the most thrilling objectives in Modern Warfare 2 was the elusive tactical nuke. This 25 kill streak was the ultimate game-ending flex, not just because it was difficult to achieve, but because it guaranteed your team a win, declaring you the victor in pretty much the most dramatic way possible. It often involved a lot of strategy, timing, a little bit of luck, hoping that nobody on the other team had a stinger. Harrier Chopper Gunner Nuke or Harrier AC-130 Nuke were very commonly used. The Chopper Gunner was much easier to get a nuke with, in my opinion. But the tension would build as you got closer to that 25th kill. Your heart rate would go up, you'd become much more careful and calculated. Everything was more intense, knowing that any mistake could end your streak. But when you finally heard that satisfying noise and the screen flashed, "Tactical nuke ready," it was pure adrenaline. Calling in the nuke was an experience in itself, as the entire map would basically be blown up and your name would be at the top of the screen. It separated the good players from the great. It was a badge of honor and a way to show that you were the best player in the lobby. Let's talk about custom titles and emblems. Modern Warfare 2 introduced a new level of personalization that allowed players to express their individuality and achievements through custom titles, emblems, and camos. Titles and emblems were more than just cosmetic, they were badges of honor in these lobbies. Whether you earned them by completing a difficult challenge, hitting a milestone with a weapon, or just sheer determination and playing for a long time, it was a way to let everyone know that you were legit. Now, of course, this was abused in many hacked lobbies, but I found great joy in achieving a lot of these. The sight of a hard-earned emblem or the title, one of the nuke titles, would show that you're capable. You're capable of dropping nukes in this lobby. Camos, on the other hand, allowed you to customize your weapons with a variety of skins. The classic being the coveted fall camo, which was a mark of dedication and showing that you've used that weapon for a long time. This level of customization was a game changer for Call of Duty, giving players even much more reason to grind, complete challenges, and strive for perfection. It made every match feel more personal, and every Call of Duty after that allowed for customization. Black Ops comes to mind. Let's talk about campaign and Spec Ops. Modern Warfare 2's campaign and Spec Ops provided a perfect blend of cinematic storytelling and cooperative gameplay that kept players coming back for more. The campaign was an intense action-packed narrative that took players on a roller coaster ride across the globe, facing down enemies in some of the most memorable missions in gaming history. From the snowy mountains of Kazakhstan to the heart of Washington, D.C., the campaign delivered jaw-dropping moments and unforgettable set pieces that left players breathless. But it wasn't just about the spectacle. The story itself was gripping, twists and turns that kept you on the edge of your seat. The betrayal by General Shepard, the no Russian mission, the final showdown in the desert were all moments that stuck with players long after the credits rolled. The campaign didn't just tell a story. It immersed you in a world where the stakes were as high as they could get. And then there was Spec Ops, a mode that took the best elements of the campaign and turned them into bite-sized cooperative missions. Spec Ops allowed players to team up with a friend to tackle a variety of challenges, ranging from stealth operations to all-out firefights. Each mission was designed to test your skills and teamwork, offering a fresh experience every time you played. The mode added a whole new layer of replayability to the game, as you and your partner could push to achieve higher scores and complete missions on higher difficulties for more stars. Together, the campaign and Spec Ops showcased even more depth and versatility of Modern Warfare 2, offering players a rich single-player experience alongside challenging cooperative gameplay. Whether you were fighting through the gripping story or teaming up with your friend to conquer Spec Ops, there was always something new to do with this game. Next, let's talk about how the game and its communities evolved over time. So, Modern Warfare 2 was really more than just a game. It was a catalyst for a community that would evolve and thrive for years to come. When it first launched, MW2 quickly became a cultural phenomenon, bringing players together from around the world for these chaotic multiplayer matches, epic moments, and intense Spec Ops missions. The game's influence on Call of Duty's franchise and the broader gaming community is undeniable, shaping the way that multiplayer shooters would be played and discussed for years. This game basically took over YouTube during its peak. As time passed, the communities surrounding Modern Warfare 2 began to evolve. Early on, players formed clans, organized tournaments. I remember MLG battles, Machinima was on YouTube, as well as Trickshotting clans, and created countless hours of content, from gameplay to montages to in-depth strategy guides. YouTube channels dedicated to MW2 trickshots, tutorials, and commentary started to flourish, building a foundation of massive gaming content. I was part of this gaming content. I created my own YouTube channel showcasing my very crappy trick shots with my Dazzle DVC 100 at the time. Although the YouTube didn't make it, here I am, 15 years later, willing to give it a second shot. The infamous game chat lobbies of MW2 also just filled with camaraderie and chaos and are often the source of memes and reels today. Even as Call of Duty titles were released, the legacy of Modern Warfare 2 continues to influence both games and communities around them. The game mechanics, such as customized killstreaks, iconic maps, and fast-paced multiplayer, have become staples of the series, and these maps have been showcased in many recent Call of Duties. Meanwhile, the communities that MW2 helped forge continue to innovate and find new ways to connect, and a lot of these communities still exist today. Today, Modern Warfare 2 isn't just remembered as a groundbreaking game, but as the starting point for a thriving global community. The impact is still felt by the games we play and the way we play them, proving that the legacy of MW2 is as enduring as the memories we made while playing. So one thing for me that made this game so special was the time period in your life. For many of us, Modern Warfare 2 was the defining part of a particular time in our lives. Whether you were just in school, just starting to explore gaming, or simply looking for a way to connect with friends, MW2 became more than a pastime. It was really a touchstone that captured the essence of an era. While our parents were figuring out how to survive during the 2008-2009 financial crisis, we were worried about prestiging and trickshots and nukes. And back then, the gaming world was different. Multiplayer online was still finding its footing, and MW2 was at the forefront of that revolution. It was a time when hopping online after school or work was a daily ritual. And everyone was online in adventure-filled moments and just filled with a lot of unexpected things. Whether it was pulling off an epic kill streak, the chaos of game chat, or landing that perfect trick shot, the game was fresh and full of possibilities, and it felt like we were all discovering it together. The sense of community during that time was really something special. We didn't just play a game, we lived it. Friendships formed in the lobbies, rivalries born out there, and stories that were shared about the time you got killed one off of a nuke or that insane clip you hit single-handedly could turn the tide of a match as well. It wasn't just about the gameplay. It was about the memories we created, the experiences, and the way the game became intertwined with our lives. Looking back, it's clear that MW2 was more than just a game. It was a snapshot of a moment in time that we'll always hold dear. It was a time when the world seemed a little simpler, when our biggest worries were about who would get the final kill or how to outsmart the opposing team and get a ninja defuse. And it's that connection to a specific period in our lives that made Modern Warfare 2 so special. It wasn't just the game itself, but the time in our lives that made it unforgettable. That's all for this video. If you agree, leave a like and sub and tell me what you think. Do you love the game? Do you hate the game? Let me know. Peace.